Okay, so I'm just going to correct exercise 9.1, question 1 to 11. So the first one is 5x plus 10 all over x plus 2. The first thing that I have to do is I have to simplify this fraction down. So in order to simplify it down, I need to use one of my 4 methods of factorising. So as I said in the last video, you have your highest common factor, your difference of two squares, your grouping and your quadratic trinomial. You always try your HCF first. Okay, so between 5x and 10, the highest common factor I can take out is 5. So 5x divided by 5 will leave me with x. 10 divided by 5 will leave me with 2. All over my x plus 2. These now cancel, so my final answer is 5. Question 2, I have 4x plus 2 all over 2. So I need to simplify this down further again. So I get my HCF on top. So my highest common factor between 4x and 2 is 2. So 4x divided by 2, I'll be left with 2x. 2 divided by 2, I'll be left with plus 1. Cancels with each other. So the final answer then is 2x plus 1. Question 3, then I have 18y minus 4 all over 6y minus 2. So factorising again, try my HCF first. Okay, so the highest common factor I can take out between 18 and 4 is 2. So 18y divided by 2, I'll be left with 9y, minus 4 divided by 2, I'll be left with minus 2. On the bottom, okay, so nothing is 9y minus 2 does not cancel with 9y minus 6y minus 2 here. So I need to once again go off and factorise. So my highest common factor between 6y and 2 is 2. 6y divided by 2 will give me 3y. Minus 2 divided by 2 will give me minus 1. You can always double check if you're correct by multiplying them back out. So 2 times 9y will give me 18y. 2 times minus 2 will give me minus 4. 2 times 3y will give me 6y. And 2 times minus 1 will give me minus 2. My final answer then, so these two will cancel. So 2 over 2 will cancel. I'm left with 9y minus 2 all over 3y minus 1. Question 4 then is 2y minus 1 all over 1 minus 2y. Okay, if you spot here, you can see that they're just different signs. So 2y minus 1, so this is a plus 2y, this is a minus 2y, this is a plus 1, this is a minus 1. So I'm going to take out on top my HCF of minus 1. Okay, so when I take out my minus 1, so 2y divided by minus 1, I'll be left with minus 2y. And then minus 1 divided by minus 1, I'll be left with plus 1. So I can double check here. Minus by minus will give me back my plus 2y, and my minus by my minus will give me plus 1. So then minus 2y goes with this, 1, 1 cancels. So my final answer is minus 1. Now I have here question 5, 2a squared plus 4a minus 6 all over 2. As you can see here on top, it is a quadratic trinomial, but what I always said is to try do your HCF first. So my highest common factor that I can take out on top is 2. 2 will go into all these numbers. So when I take out 2, 2a squared divided by 2 will leave me with a squared. 4a divided by 2 will give me 2a, and minus 6 divided by 2 will give me minus 3. So I'm left with 2 bracket a squared plus 2a minus 3 all over 2. The 2's will cancel with one another, so it's simplified down to a squared plus 2a minus 3. Question 6, I have x squared plus 2x plus 1 all over x plus 1. So my 4 methods again, highest common factor is not going to work in this case. It's not going to be the difference of two squares because it's not two numbers and a minus in between, and it's not going to be my grouping because grouping has to have 4 terms, so it must be my quadratic trinomial. First step for my quadratic trinomial is I need to get my guide number. So to get my guide number, I multiplied out whatever's in front of my x squared coefficient by my constant. So it's 1 times 1, which will give me 1. This here tells me that both signs are going to be the same, so they're both either going to be pluses or minuses. I want a plus 2x, so they're both going to be pluses. So my factors of 1 are just going to be 1 and 1. So I have 1x plus 1x. Now I'm just going to rearrange this line here using these these two numbers instead of my middle number 2x. So I have x squared plus 1x plus 1x plus 1. Now I have my 4 terms, so that means I have to do grouping. So grouping involves 4 terms. These two have something in common and these two also have something in common, so I can go ahead with these. My highest common factor between x squared and 1x is x. X squared divided by x will leave me with x. 1x divided by x will just leave me with 1. Then I have my highest common factor between 1x and 1 is 1. So when I take out my 1, I'm left with x plus 1. So then I need to bring these two together. So I have x plus 1 bracket x plus 1 all over my original sum x plus 1. These cancel. So my final answer here is x plus 1. Question 7 then, I have 1x squared minus 7x plus 6 all over 3x minus 3. Right, on top here I recognise that it's going to be a quadratic trinomial. So with a quadratic trinomial, the first thing I need to do is I need to get my guide number. To get my guide number, I multiply the number in front of my x squared coefficient by my constant. So it's 1 times 6, which will give me 6. I need to then write down the factors of my 6 here, that gives me minus 7x. Right, so my factors of 6 are 1 times 6, 2 times 3. This here tells me that both signs are going to be the same. Okay, so they're either going to be 2 pluses or 2 minuses. I want a minus 7x, that means they're going to be 2 minuses. So my factors that will give me minus 7x are minus 6x minus 1. I then use these numbers and rearrange it instead of the minus 7x. So 1x squared minus 6x minus 1x plus 6. Then I have to group it. Okay, so what I did, I rearranged it just to make it a nicer grouping for myself, is I mixed the middle two over. So I have x squared minus 1x minus 6x plus 6. I go off then and group it. So these two have something in common and these two also have something in common. Take out my highest common factor here, which is x. X squared divided by x will leave me with x, and minus 1x divided by x will leave me with minus 1. I take out my highest common factor here, which is 6, and then I have 6x divided by 6 will leave me with x, and 6 divided by 6 will leave me with 1. Remember, these two have to be the exact same signs, so this is going to be minus 1. I want a minus 6x and a plus 6, so it's minus 6 out here. Then I bring these two together, so I have x minus 6, x minus 1, all over my 3x minus 1, so from the original sum. I can see here that nothing is going to cancel so far, so I need to see, can I factorise my bottom line? So I always try my HCF first. Highest common factor between 3x and 3 is going to be 3. So I take out my 3 and I'm left with, so 3x divided by 3, I'm left with x. Minus 3 divided by 3 will give me minus 1. And now these two cancel here, so I'm left with x minus 6 all over 3. Question 8 then, I have a quadratic trinomial on top and I have this down below. Okay, so we'll try my highest common factor down below. First thing with my quadratic trinomial is I need to get my guide number. So to get my guide number, I multiply my x squared coefficient by my constant. So it's 2 times 1, which will give me 2. This is a minus, so that tells me that they're either going to be, so one of them is going to be plus and one of them is going to be minus. They're unlike signs. And I want a minus 1x. The only factors of 2 is 1 multiplied by 2. So I write down 2x and 1x. Because I want a minus 1x, the minus goes with the 2 and the plus with the 1. So minus 2x plus 1x will give me my minus 1x. Then I rearrange this sum using these new numbers here. So I have 2x squared minus 2x plus 1x minus 1. And I now have my 4 terms, which means I can now group them together. I look here and I see, okay, what's the highest common factor between 2x squared and 2x? It's 2x, so 2x squared divided by 2x, that will leave me with x, and minus 2x divided by 2x will leave me with minus 1. Now I have to get out my highest common factor between 1x and minus 1. My highest common factor is 1, so I'm left then with x minus 1, because remember these two brackets have to be the exact same, so my sign out here is plus 1. I have 2x plus 1, bringing them together, x minus 1. all over my 4x plus 2, but as we can see, nothing is going to cancel, so I now need to factorise the bottom line. When I factorise the bottom line, I try my HCF first. I take out my 2 because that's the highest common factor between them, and I'm left with 2x plus 1. These now cancel, so my final answer for question 8 is x minus 1 over 2. Question 9 then is 16x squared minus 25 all over 4x minus 5. Okay, I can't do my highest common factor here. I then go on, is it my grouping? No, it's not, because there's not 4 terms. It has to be my difference of 2 squares, because I have a minus sign and I have 2 squared numbers. So I rewrite this as 4x to be squared minus 5 to be squared. Okay, so then it's going to be 4x plus 5, 4x minus 5, all over my bottom number, which is 4x minus 5. I cancel these and I'm left at 4x plus 5. Question 10, similar, okay, so it has to be my difference of 2 squares because I have a minus sign and I have 2 squared numbers here. So I rewrite this as 6x to be squared minus my 7 to be squared. So it's 6x plus 7, 6x minus 7 all over my 6x plus 7. These now cancel, so my final answer is 6x minus 7. Question 11 then asks me to factorise this here, okay. As you can see, it is going to be the difference of 2 squares because it's a minus number and 2 squared numbers, okay. I told you that you always try your HCF first, so that's what I did here. So I took out my 16 and I'm left with x squared minus 1, which we can see once again is going to be the difference of 2 squares. But I did it both methods, so I have 4x to be squared minus 4 to be squared. So it's going to be 4x plus 4, 4x minus 4. And that's question part A, factorise. Then here I have to factorise this. So I have x squared plus 2x plus 1. This here is quadratic trinomial. So first thing I need to do is I need to multiply my x squared coefficient by my constants. So it's 1 times 1, which will give me 1. And then I have to get the factors of 1. That will add to give me 2x. There's only one factor of 1, so 1 times 1. So I write down my 1x, my 1x. This here tells me that both signs have to be the same, plus. And I want a plus 2x, so both of them are going to be positive. So plus 1x plus 1x. Now what I have to do is I write down, rearrange this, so I have x squared plus 1x plus 1x plus 1. And I do my grouping, so my highest common factor here is x, bracket x plus 1. My highest common factor here is 1, so it's going to be x plus 1 inside here. So it's x plus 1, x plus 1. Part C then says, hence, simplify this. So we've already factorised both of these, so I'm just going to write down what I had. So I had 4x plus 4, bracket 4x minus 4 all over my x plus 1, x plus 1. Nothing is cancelling here, but as you can see on top here, what I have is I can take out my 4 highest common factor, and I can take out my highest common factor here. So I have 4 bracket x plus 1 bracket 4 bracket x minus 1 when I take out my 4, my highest common factor, all over my x plus 1, x plus 1. These cancel, so I have 4 bracket x minus 1 all over x plus 1. 4 times 4 will give me 16 bracket x minus 1 all over my x plus 1. Now I'm going to go on and show you long division. So the first one that I have is divide 6x squared plus 10x minus 4 by 2x plus 4. Right, I need to set this up, so I'm going to draw my division. So I want to divide this by this, so I bring this out here, 2x plus 4, 6x squared plus 10x minus 4. Right, I deal with this number and this number first. So 6x squared divided by 2x. So I have 6x squared divided by 2x. 6 divided by 2 will give me 3. X squared divided by x will give me x. Once I have the first two numbers divided, I now multiply my 3x times everything out here. So 3x times 2x will give me my 6x squared. 3x times 4 will give me plus 12x. What I need to do now is I need to minus across, okay, because I want to get rid of my 6x squared. Okay, so I always change the signs across. So I'm subtracting them. Minus, minus, cancel. Okay. 10x take away 12x is minus 2x, and I bring down this here, becomes minus 4. Right, I restart the process again, so I'm dealing with the first number and first number only. Minus 2x divided by 2x will give me minus 1. I now multiply this minus 1 times everything out here. So minus 1 times 2x is minus 2x, minus 1 times 4 is minus 4. I now have to repeat the same process again, so I'm going to change the signs in the bottom. So this now becomes plus, this becomes plus, minus 2x plus 2x, it's gone, minus 4 plus 4, that's gone. I have 0 down below. I know I'm fully correct when I get a 0 down below here. So when I divide 6x squared plus 10x minus 4 by this, I get my answer to be 3x minus 1. I'll do another one here. So I'm asked to divide 2x cubed minus 7x squared plus 5x minus 1 by 2x minus 1. So I need to set this up again. So dividing this by this, so 2x minus 1 out here, and 2x cubed minus 7x squared plus 5x minus 1. Right, so I'm dealing with this number and this number first. So 2x cubed divided by my 2x. 2 divided by 2 will give me 1. X cubed divided by x will give me x squared. Okay, so that's my rule of indices. We subtract them when they're dividing, so 3 take away 1 is 2. Now I have here x squared. I need to multiply my x squared times everything out here. So x squared times 2x will give me 2x cubed. Minus x times x squared will give me minus x squared. Then what I need to do is I need to change my signs across. So minus, plus. These cancel. Minus 7x plus x squared 6 and 1 plus 5. Now I'm going with this number divided by 2x will give me minus 3x. Minus 3x times 2x will give me minus 6x squared. These numbers always have to be the exact same. Minus by minus will give me plus 3x. I then repeat the process, so I need to change the signs in the bottom. So this becomes plus, this becomes minus, and this cancels. 5x take away 3x gives me 2x, and I bring down one more term at a time, minus 1. Now I'm going back to the same process, so this number with this number. So 2x divided by 2x will give me plus 1. 1 times 2x gives me 2x. 1 times minus 1 gives me minus 1. And I have to change the signs in the bottom. Minus, plus. 2x take away 2x is gone. Minus 1 plus 1, it's also gone. So my answer is 0. So when I divide them, my final answer is x squared minus 3x plus 1.